So she said 520. Is that what everyone heard?
That sounds right. Yes.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to go pretty quick. So the first thing I would wanted to ask everyone is, do you have any leftover 1X TAE? And if the answer is no, then we need to make some real quick. And so I think the easiest thing to do is um, keep it real simple. I just wrote this down so you could see it. Um, is go ahead and make a 1X TAE and let's just make 50 milliliters. And that's going to make things very simple and quick. So if you can find your 50X TAE buffer, remember we need to use 1X TAE in our gel chamber when we run the gels. Graduated cylinder or one of the beakers really doesn't matter. And then you're going to add 1 milliliter, and everyone's going to have to make sure you let me know where you're at because I don't want to leave anyone behind. But I mean, that we're talking 12 minutes or so. Um, so, uh, 1 milliliter of your 50X TAE, put it into whatever vessel you're choosing to use. And remember, this is what we're doing is very forgiving. And then fill with tap water up to the desired volume, which for us will be 50 milliliters. I think we'll probably use about 30 milliliters, but this made everything real simple. Then I know Megan said to have your gel from last week. And she sent a nice little picture of everything we needed to get out. So right now I'm working on getting out my Skittles and my medicine cups. Again, unmute, tell me to slow down if I'm going too fast, please. And then in the same little baggie, we're going to get the microcentrifuge tube that's labeled dye EX period solution, dye extraction solution. And you were given 2 milliliters. So what I'm actually going to do is open my Skittles. I'm going to get a red, get blue or purple, whatever that is, a green, and an orange, and drop them in my medicine cups. And we want to extract the dye off of these candies. And if you had time to look in your binder, this is the longest portion in the binder. It has all kinds of details and suggestions, but basically what we're doing is we're just getting these dyes off of the candy, and then we're going to separate them based on their molecular weight and their charge. We're going to use electricity to do that. So you should also have your 5 9-volt batteries. And at this time, what I'm going to do is grab my transfer pipette, my little pipette here, and I'm just going to grab a small volume, technically half a milliliter into each one. I'm not stressing over it. You just need a little bit because we're only loading 10 microliters, so it doesn't even matter.
We're adding this dye solution, right?
That's correct. Yes, we're
Okay.
adding the dye extraction solution, which you can just use, honestly, you can just use water because we just want to get these dyes off. Then I'm shaking them, mixing them. Good to go there. Good to go. Got to mix it up real good. Okay, there we go. So here's what I have. Let's see if I can show up a little better. Okay, is everyone good with that? Do I need to slow down? Thumbs up. All right, we're
No,
going.
you're good.
All right, awesome. You guys are super fast. Okay, I'm going to move my candies out of the way. I'm now going to get my batteries, and there should be 4 little PCR tube, small tubes in there with a tiny amount of your standard dyes. So if you're in the binder kind of toward the back of page 12, these are your reference dyes. And we have blue, yellow 5, blue 1, yellow 5, yellow 6, and red 40. So I'm going to get those out. Hopefully none of yours popped open. Now I'm going to tap them down. Hold on. Tap, tap, tap. Get that dye down. Now I'm going to build my battery. So I'll make sure everyone can see this. There are a bunch of schematics in your binder. If you want to see this, I think it's 3 different times it's in there. Uh, Page 29 has it for you as well. So I have negative, and then I'm just going to connect them. Let's see. I guess you can see that okay. So there we go. I have one of the negative sides exposed, one of the positive sides exposed. So this will give me my 45 volts that we're going to use to separate the dyes. Now I'm going to get out my paper clips. Now I wanted to tell you in your binder, I told you this last week as well, but there's these very detailed directions on cutting the gel and measuring. You remember I was saying that 1 centimeter down, 3 centimeters from the top to the bottom. And then it tells you you need to cut your gel. You actually don't, we don't need to cut our gel at all. we're just going to take our paper clips that we bend like so.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how much longer this is going to go. So,
Okay. Paper clips. I'm going to bend it out here as well. These will be our little electrodes.
My batteries are super hot. Are they supposed to get hot like that?
No, they shouldn't. You might want to double check. You might have the polarities reversed somehow. That's weird.
Okay.
Yeah, I would pull them apart real quick and what we're going to do is we're actually just going to cram, trying to make sure you can see this. We're going to end up taking our paper clips and just kind of pushing it between the gel and the side, or excuse me, the top and bottom of your soap dish, your chamber. We're just going
Mark,
to put,
can you move the paper from underneath it because it's like giving a glare? Oh wait. Okay.
is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. So here's my paper clip. I'm going to push it down in, and you might notice I'm just going to stick it in. Like it's super forgiving. And so I just wedged it in between the gel and the top of the chamber. Getting some crazy glare. Sorry about that. I'm going to do the same at the bottom. Just kind of wedge it down in there. And you might notice that I've already poured my 1X TAE in mine, if you're wondering what that is. And I used about 30 milliliters. You just need enough to cover the top of the gel. Everyone good? Because this is the super speedy version. All right. Then the next thing you need is your P20, your micro pipette tips. And it's time to use our skills that we fine-tuned on that very first session. You're going to set it to 10. Let me see if I can get that to, maybe it's easier to do this. 10. So yours should read 100. And that's what we had talked about on that first session. We're going to be loading 10 microliters of our 4 reference dyes and 10 microliters of our dyes we extracted from the Skittles. Okay, you're going to want to obviously change the tip in between. And you will want to, yeah, I know I have all kinds of skill levels in here. If this is a side view of the well, you want the tip of your pipette right around there, and you're going to expel the dye slowly into the well without puncturing the bottom of the well. And then remember the 2 steps on your pipetter. You do not, when you go to expel all of the fluid out, what you're going to do is you're going to end up taking all of your dye and sending it out into the buffer, and your bands will look very diffuse in the well. We want very tight, distinct bands. So this is where we need to pipette very carefully. So if you all feel good with that, if you want, you can go in the order suggested on page 12, but I'm just going to load my 4 reference dyes, and then I'm going to load my 4 candy dyes, and then we'll get this bad boy hooked up and running. Okay. And if you do accidentally expel a bunch of your dye into the TAE buffer, no worries. You should, I don't know about your reference dyes, but your candy dyes, we have plenty of extra to use. So if everyone's good with that, I'm gonna start pipetting. And you can let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, you're gonna use all of the reference dye. So be careful with that. I want to say go nice and slow, but we have to go fast. Don't forget you can tap down the little PCR, the small tubes here to get your reference dye. And have your students, obviously they would want to be have this in their journals or their lab write-ups so they know the order of what's in each well.
Mark, can you use this gel electrophoresis for the PTC lab? Like if I didn't have any gel electrophoresis kits, I can make my own and run it with that.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, you would have to stain the gel and do some
Oh,
extra, you'd have to stain it to visualize it,
okay.
like with Fast Blast or something, which isn't very expensive because it comes as 500X. There's a bunch of other cyber-based ways to visualize your gel.
Okay.
I usually have my students use their other hand to sort of stabilize because they want to do what they see on TV, like this pipetting where you're not even paying attention to what you're doing and tell them to go nice and slow. Inspect the tip of the pipette each time. Okay. I'll pause until you guys are ready or until I get some thumbs up or something. Okay. Looking good. I just hate going so fast. All right. Now I'm going to get my battery, hook up my negative. Take my other negative and place it at the top of the box, the part closest to the wells. I'm going to take my red positive and put that at the bottom of the well. And now I'm going to connect to the positive battery. And you should immediately see bubbling occurring. So inspect once you get it hooked up. Again, make sure your negative is at the top of the chamber and your positive is at the bottom of the chamber. these dyes, these particular dyes are all negatively charged. So that's why we have the negative electrode at the top and the positive at the bottom. And I think we're good to go. Anyone have any questions?
No, it's looking beautiful.
All right. I like to hear that. That's good. And then I don't know, 15 minutes. I mean, we'll just watch when our dyes will begin to separate as they begin their journey through the matrix. All right, awesome. So I don't know if we're supposed to hop back in the other room or just hang out. What do you think? Megan didn't say. Maybe I should ask my wife. She might know.
She
I still
just dropped a message that said when we set our gels to go back to the main room.
Okay. All right.
Yes, I
Well,
was trying to get back with you. Yes, please go back to the main room, and Megan will be waiting there cheerfully.
all right. See you all back there.
Thanks for the shout out about the shirt.
Yeah,
Just an old alumnus here.
I was just about to say, yeah, I saw that in the chat. I did my STEM MED there.
That's terrific.
All right, I'm heading back.
Go GSU. All right. Thanks, Mark.
Safety lab, which comes with the molecular ladder. Awesome. It said recording in progress. Is it really recording again? That would be nice.
I didn't stop my recording. Does that
Oh,
matter if we all left
no,
the
it'll
room?
it'll stop. So did you start recording again?
I did, believe it or not.
Cool. Well, can you just keep recording? Because I think you just stole my opportunity.
I can
Yeah.
stop if that helps you.
Yeah, maybe stop and I'll see if I